unanimously recognized that the Constitution guaranteed the right to privacy as an intrinsic part of the right to life and personal liberty under Article 21. The right to privacy was reinforced by the concurring opinions of the judges in this case, which recognized that this right includes autonomy over personal decisions, bodily integrity, as well as the protection of personal information. The concurring judgments included specific implications of this right, some of which are illustrated below. J. Chandrachud, on behalf of himself, C.J. Kihar, Jagrawal, and J. Nazir. This opinion stated that privacy was not surrendered entirely when an individual is in the public sphere. Further, it found that the right to privacy included the negative right against state interference, as in the case of criminalization of homosexuality, as well as the positive right to be protected by the state on this basis. The judges held that there was a need to introduce a data protection regime in India. J. Chelamiswar. In his opinion, the judge said that the right to privacy implied a right to refuse medical treatment, a right against facets of privacy into non-interference with the individual body, protection of personal information, and autonomy over personal choices. J. Sapre. The judge said that in addition to its existence as an independent right, the right to privacy included an individual's rights to freedom of expression and movement, and was essential to satisfy the constitutional aims of liberty and fraternity, which ensured the dignity of the individual. Cowell. The judge discussed the right to privacy with respect to protection of informational privacy and the right to preserve personal reputation. He said that the law must provide for data protection and regulate national security exceptions that allow for interception of data by the state. The court also recognized that the right was not absolute but allowed for restriction where this was provided by law, corresponded to a legitimate aim of the state, and was proportionate to the objective it sought to achieve. Significance of the Aadhaar verdict. The decision establishes a binding or persuasive precedent within its jurisdiction. The decision was given by a historic 9-judge bench of the Supreme Court. Therefore, it establishes a binding precedent on all courts. Unless overruled by a larger bench, it is also of wider significance, because by putting the right to privacy at the heart of constitutional debate in the world's largest democracy, it is likely to provide assistance and inspiration for privacy campaigners around the world. Also, most commercial banks, payments bank, and e-wallet companies, like Paytm, had so far been insisting customers to get their KYC done using Aadhaar card and had warned account holders that their services will be blocked in case of failure. Now they cannot seek Aadhaar data. Further, to buy a new SIM card, the telecom service providers cannot seek Aadhaar details from their customers. Students of CBSE, NEET, UGC also do not require Aadhaar number to appear in exams. Even schools cannot seek Aadhaar card for admissions. Aadhaar card is, however, must for availing facilities of welfare, schemes, and government subsidies, as it empowers the poor and marginalized. The Supreme Court had made exception for children, saying that no child can be denied benefits of any scheme if he or she doesn't have Aadhaar card. The Apex Court had struck down Section 57 of the Aadhaar Act as unconstitutional. This means that no company or private entity can seek Aadhaar identification from you. The Constitution bench of the top court had also struck down the national security exception under the Aadhaar Act. The Honorable Supreme Court said that there is a fundamental difference between Aadhaar and other identity proof. Aadhaar cannot be duplicated, and therefore it is a unique identification. It added that the main objective of Aadhaar is to empower the marginalized sections of the society while giving them an identity. Thus, Aadhaar card has been made mandatory for availing government welfare schemes. Critical analysis of the judgment. Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, Retd. Union of India. The court settled the matter by reading in a fundamental right to privacy into Article 21 of the Constitution, which provides for the right to life and liberty. The question about privacy had resurfaced with the Government of India's proposal of the Aadhaar scheme, which sought to create a biometric and demographic database of Indian citizens, to issue a unique identity number for each citizen. Broadly, the promise of the scheme was to ensure efficient